All week we've been speaking to mental health experts and influencers, asking them 5 questions in 5 minutes to give us their top tips on managing their own mental health and advice for employers during this week. We heard quite unanimously that World Mental Health Awareness Day is still something that's needed by people. We still need that pinpoint in the year just to make sure we're reminding everybody that it's okay not to be okay, and we're using that opportunity to talk about all the great things we do as employers and just reminding people that there is support out there. And so I think that was a really important message that's come out of this week. We also asked our guests what the key differences between mental health and mental well-being are. And we started to see that actually lots of people talk about mental health being the kind of extreme versions of serious depression and stress, anxiety, personality disorders, etc. When actually mental well-being is what lots of us are talking about. And that's how do we support people through the challenges they're going through. And especially this year has been an incredibly challenging year for people with mental health issues. So people have had increased depression and anxiety. It's estimated that 10% of this country that never had any mental health concerns have now got them because of the pandemic. So it's really important that when we talk about mental health at work, we are talking about mental health as a spectrum, not just as those kind of serious mental health issues. We had some really good examples of what businesses have been doing to support the mental health of their employees. So we've heard that people are communicating, people are offering training, people are offering employee assistance type programs, people are giving leaders the opportunity to stand up and say, actually, I've struggled with my mental health, and that gives everyone else permission to talk about it as well. And we've talked about having these kind of heroes, so getting people who've got mental health issues and have had a background with poor mental health, profiling those people and actually saying that you can be a finance director and you could be a CEO and you could be a HR director, and having poor mental health isn't holding you back from your career, and it's not something you should be ashamed of. And I think that's a really important message we've heard this week. And we also talked about those more taboo and misunderstood areas of mental health. So whilst we are talking about mental health in the workplace much more than we ever have before, we still have those taboo subjects and those misunderstood areas of mental health like personality disorders. And we're undoing decades of media and film portraying people with these personality disorders as kind of the evil guys or criminals, etc. And so we're trying to undo all that kind of conditioning we've been through as people. And we've again heard some really good examples this week of how organisations are doing that and how our experts believe we can get away with breaking the stigma. And finally, we found lots of resources. So we now have lots of books and podcasts and people and tools that you as employers can go and find online and use. And we would absolutely recommend you use those things. Lots of people are out there supporting employee mental health. So actually find those free tools, those resources, etc. Bring them into things like the benefit platforms, communicate them all in one place, and create a really nice hub of resource for people. And what we really need to be focusing on, I think that's come out this week as well, is not just reacting to people's poor mental health, not just reacting to the fact that somebody's in a challenging or crisis moment, is actually proactively managing that. So actually, how do we get people to learn the better skills to deal with the knocks they'll face in life? So things like mindfulness and being open and talking to somebody and really promoting that in the workplace and creating a culture whereby people can talk about their mental health and not have that stigmatized. So thank you to all of the experts that have taken part this week. We really appreciated you taking the time out. All the people we've spoken to this week are incredibly busy people at the moment. This is kind of a really busy time of the year. So the fact that they've been able to take 5 minutes out to help us answer these questions. And if you found it useful, please let us know. But hope you enjoy World Mental Health Awareness Day. I hope you celebrate the people in your organisation that are experiencing poor mental health. And we'll do something similar to this again next time. Thank you.